There aren't many things in hitting instruction that can make such a huge difference with just a little correction. And there are a few things here and there that we can do where we can just make a slight adjustment, whether it be to our swing, our practice session, whatever it may be, that just yield huge results. In today's before and after video, I'm going to show you guys a great example of that where we had a student who had basically pretty good instincts as far as hitting mechanics are concerned. Of course, we cleaned them up and got them great, but I'm going to show you guys the one big change we made that allowed him not only to develop a great swing, but also to transfer that swing into the game. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, when you're working with video or you're watching your own swing on video, it's extremely important to pay attention to the details. It's very easy to get misguided or to kind of see what you want to see, or there's a lot of things that can get kind of weird. So that's why it's very important to understand the mechanics to the highest level. So what we'll do is we'll kind of get into some of those specifics and what we're looking for. So as you can see here on the before swing, overall really good load stride position where we're getting to do a good full load. We've got the hands into a beautiful speed load position like we talk about in the pro speed hitting system. And this swing over here on the left is before we ever even talked about anything in the pro speed hitting system. So you can see already really good instincts. And if we take a look at the after swing over here on the tee, we're going to see pretty much the same thing. Not much difference in terms of that. Like I said, there's a lot of players out there that come to pro speed baseball and they have pretty good instincts, but there's little things that can make a huge difference like we just talked about. And what that thing is, guys, is tee position. When you're building your swing, if we are setting up the tee incorrectly, we could be severely hurting our mechanics. So let's go ahead and pay attention to the details. Let's go ahead and take the before swing into the transition. We can see here, not a bad transition, getting into a good bat lag position. We now have the ability to hit the ball hard and solid like we talk about in the pro speed bat lag section. If we get the bat in the right angle, we now have the ability to hit the ball solidly. And of course, we're going to see that beautiful position here in the after swing, a little bit cleaned up. But the big difference in the mechanics here are now we're going to have to make a huge compensation in the before swing because we are jamming ourselves on the tee. And guys, that's one of the number one mistakes I see when a player's hit on the tee. They set up with the tee too close to them, so too far inside, and too deep in the stance. Therefore, you are on purpose jamming yourself with the tee. The one thing that we can control with the tee is the impact position, so there's no reason why our timing on the tee shouldn't be perfect every single time. Now, the swing timing is a little bit different, your natural rhythm or whatnot, that stuff you can work on, but where the tee is in space and time is something we can completely control. And if we don't control that correctly, then we're going to have a hard time compensating. So we're going to have to compensate. So what we're seeing over here on the after swing is a little bit of an over-exaggeration. We actually move the tee further away and we move the tee further up. This is to allow the swing to get into a better impact position. So let's go ahead and just take the before swing here into the impact position. We're going to see a little bit of an awkward elbow position. We're here where we're a little bit bent up. You're actually going to see the body have to kind of lean backwards in order to try to hit this ball, and we're never really going to release this bat fully until well after impact. So you can see there's just a little jammed up back moving, trying to move backwards through the swing. So you can kind of see here, if we mark the head's moving backwards. There's a lot of things kind of going a little bit weird. Now, if we look at the after swing with a little bit of an over-exaggerated tee position, which would be a little bit further out and a little bit further up, we're going to see a very easy transition where nothing weird's happening. Everything's extending through, releasing, and everything's coming through together. Perfect weight shift. Swing is in sync. Everything is happening nicely. Because we over-exaggerated this, and we can always tone it down a little bit, we now gave ourselves the ability to not only make a great swing, but to groove a correct swing. And to not only do that, importance of getting the tee position right go well beyond just making a good swing on the tee. It also goes into making a great swing when the ball's actually moving. Because if we are training where impact is in our mind off the tee, when the ball starts moving, this is where we're going to try to get to. If we're training in a jammed position, when the ball starts coming towards us, we're going to, on purpose, try to get to the same position that we've trained to get to, where we are jamming ourselves. So, if we are going to err on anything, for you guys at home, I guarantee you 99.9% of you at home are jamming yourself when you're working on the tee. If you are going to do anything, err on the tee being too far outside and too far in front. That way you can guarantee at least you're not jamming yourself, because all good hitters, if they're going to err on being out in front. That means they're quicker to impact, and we're going to have more speed through the ball on impact, because the further the bat travels, the faster the bat can go. So just like anything else, the more distance that we can travel, the faster it can go. So the further out in front that we can hit the ball while still hitting it on the sweet spot, the harder we're going to be able to hit it. Now, how does that transfer into live hitting, you might ask? Well, that is exactly what it does. If we know our impact position is where we want it to be, which is going to be a little bit out in front, as far out in front as we can hit it while hitting it off the sweet spot, that is where we're going to attempt to have impact at every single time. And we now are going to have the ability to make a very, very good swing. So you can see here in the after swing here in batting practice, we have beautiful forward shoulder tilt, which shows we're perfectly synced up. We could have gotten this ball just a little bit more out in front, but we can see the lead arm is extending. We have the bat releasing through impact, and we're making great swings on full speed batting practice. This isn't front toss. This is full speed batting practice for the after swing, so that we can take advantage of the ability of knowing where impact is by simply setting impact on the tee correctly and not jamming ourselves on the tee. Now, we have some great drills in the Pro Speed Baseball hitting system that go over exactly this. We have one called the forward tee extension drill that I'm actually going to play a preview for you guys here at the end of this video, that you guys can get instant access to that video by simply clicking on the iCard that's popping up in the top portion of your screen or in the link in the description below. That's going to be a great drill to go ahead and start getting you a little bit more out in front and more extended. Again, it's going to be a little bit more of an over-exaggeration drill, but it's going to get you into a good spot. Now, you can do this anywhere on the plate. Just make sure that if you're going to err on any side, make sure you're erring on that tee being a little bit too far away from you and a little bit too far out in front. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. These are all symptoms to improper sequencing in the swing and not getting the right amount of extension at the right time, or where we want to make contact with the ball in relationship to where we want to be extended after contact. And that's the key one. We do want to be extended after contact. Just before full release is when we're going to get maximum velocity on that object. So in a baseball swing, so if we go into contact and we make contact and then we have full release, then we're going to be maximizing our speed into the ball. So that all you have to do is set up the drill properly, make swings, and you're going to start syncing up your swing right away. And that's exactly what this drill is going to do. It's going to help us learn the proper motions to hit the ball correctly. So if I put a digital tee here where we'd want to make contact with the ball, ideally when we're practicing off the tee or we're hitting in the game, we're going to load stride here. You're going to see me get into contact here, and then if I'm still swinging out to this ball in front of me,